Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to Girls That Manifest. On this show, I will teach you how to manifest an expansive and extraordinary life beyond your wildest dreams. We will go deep on all things mindset, manifestation, law of assumption, spirituality, and metaphysics. I can't wait to bring you this content. So grab your matcha, mimosa, or macchiato and let's get into the show. Hey gorgeous, welcome back to part 2 of the exact steps to manifest your year of abundance. What we're going to be talking about today is very much the meat and potatoes of this 2-part series. And I'm going to break down exactly how you can manifest everything you want this year, or manifest a ton of abundance, whatever you want. Even if you don't have specific goals, that's absolutely okay. You can just set an intention to manifest a ton of abundance, and then I'll show you through the steps of how to get it. But I've condensed them down into 5 specific steps in order to create this kind of year, create what you want from this year, because anymore and it starts getting really, really stressful and really confusing. And I really wanted to give you the main tools, the key tools that are actually going to move the needle forward, that are actually going to get you results. So does that sound good? I hope so. Now let's get straight into it. All right, step 1 of manifesting your year of abundance goes back to what we talked about in last week's episode, right? It is very much about self-concept. It is your identity, how you see yourself. And that's why I asked you to fill out those specific questions in your journal or in a Word doc or whatever you want to answer those questions with, because they are going to be the foundational part of this work, right? The foundational part of setting yourself up for success this year to manifest everything that you want. If you haven't done those questions, you are seriously holding yourself back from getting it all, because your self-concept completely dictates what you manifest, how you manifest, and more specifically, whether you keep what you manifest or not, right? So for example, when you think things like, oh my gosh, I just cannot seem to overcome this block. No matter what, I always come up against this block. Or something is holding me back. Every time I try to go after this specific goal, or I try to manifest this, something is always holding me back. Something gets in my way. Or maybe you say some things like, no matter what I do, something bad always happens. Or your thing could be, I just don't feel worthy. This is your self-concept, right? It is how you see yourself. And if you don't do this work, if you don't choose and start to see yourself differently in a different way, nothing's going to change, right? Nothing is going to change because you're always going to sabotage yourself, because you have this conditioning that you have not changed that works in the opposite direction against you. And that's what we don't want, right? We don't want to turn this into a game we can never win, which is what a lot of our self-concepts are wired to do, right? We've created so many rules that they cancel each other out and they send us around in a loop and we never actually get to win. So, to change your self-concept, you have to begin to consume your mind with new ideas about yourself. It's not even about the things that you want, what you're trying to manifest. It's about yourself. And you have to create a new concept where you win, where you always get what you want, where no matter what, it always works out for you, where everything you want falls into your lap, where you are already a master manifester. Because if you won't even begin imagining or exploring seeing yourself in a different way, you will be fighting yourself the whole way. And I'm sure you already know what this looks like for you. You already know what this experience feels like because you've been doing it, because you're not where you want to be. You don't have what you want, and you're not living the way you want to be. And that's why I created my brand new Year of Abundance journal, right? Which is now available on Amazon. I will share the link below in the show notes, which is a 365-day journal to help you create a fulfilling, expansive, and abundant life day by day, right? Because it's the day by day work that actually gets you where you want to go, that actually moves the needle forward, that actually creates true shifts. And so when you're constantly keeping your mind focused on abundance and you're giving it prompts to search for it in different ways, whether it's about yourself or it's about the world around you, your life, Moment by moment, day by day, every step that you take places you into a state of abundance, and therefore, over time, helps you create this new abundant self-concept, right? You see yourself as an abundant person, as opposed to a person who nothing ever works out for you, as opposed to a person who never gets what they want, as opposed to a person who only ever experiences lack. When you turn your attention inward instead of out in the external, that is where the biggest change is going to come from. And that is why it's the first step. And if you don't do this step, if you just skip to all the techniques, you've missed the whole point of this series. You've missed the whole point of manifestation, actually. And you're going to be in the same place this time next year. I know this is a bit of tough love, but I really, really want you to succeed. I want you to have results. I want you to get to this time next year and be messaging me and saying, Elise, holy fuck, it worked. Holy fuck, look at my life now. This is what I've manifested since I listened to your podcast episode, since I listened to your show. This is what I have manifested. I want to be receiving those messages from you instead of the messages from people who have been trying to manifest what they want for years, but only ever doing the techniques and only scratching the surface and never actually going any deeper into change their self-concept, so they only ever get the same results, which is lack, which is very, very small, minimal results, not satisfactory results. I do not want to receive those messages from you, right? So you've got to do the self-concept work. So please, let me stress this importance again. If you haven't answered the questions, the journal prompts that I gave you in last week's episode, please go and do them now before you continue with the rest of this episode. You are going to need them. That is all I will say on that. Step 2 for creating a year of abundance is you have to decide what pace you want to take to manifest your desires this year. You can either take it at an aggressive pace or you can take it at a relaxed pace. So aggressive is, don't be afraid of it, right? It's absolutely okay to be aggressive. Aggressive is more like a hyper-focused, totally zoned in on the result, right? On the exact outcome that you want. Now, this is great if you're really obsessed with what you want to manifest. Like you're obsessed with it. You can't stop thinking about it. And I mean this in a healthy and empowered way. It consumes your mind. You're just passionate about it. Like there's a fire burning within you and you just have so much energy. And it's almost like the time suddenly manifests out of nowhere and you just want to apply it all on this particular thing or things that you are wanting to manifest, right? You're willing to throw everything at it. This is a fantastic pace if this is how you feel about what you want to manifest. If you would like to take it at a more relaxed pace, this would be less focused on the specific result or results and more on the general overall end, right? The overall end state and end result that you want to have, that you want to be living in, that you would like to hold in your hands, that you would like to see and experience. It's the general end. And this is great if you enjoy the journey of manifestation, right? If you're enjoying the journey of who you're becoming and what shows up on your path. This is like almost if you're wanting to be sort of surprised and delighted by life and you're open to everything coming in different ways, like they don't necessarily have to come through the specific ways, but they can. You're open to all of it. It's more of a trust-focused way, and there's more focus on how you feel overall than on what you specifically want, okay? So that's the second thing you have to do. Decide if you want to come at this from a more aggressive point. Nothing wrong with it. I have definitely manifested massive things, including this business, starting off with the aggressive pace. Or if you're feeling more chill about everything, then you can come at it from a relaxed pace. So choose your pace. Let's move on to step 3, which is create the vision. So what do you actually want to manifest in the next 12 months? What do you really want? What does a year of abundance actually look like to you? Have you thought about that? What is the full vision? You really must get specific about what you want, right? Now you can go specific or non-specific if you want. Like in human design, they have specific and non-specific manifestors, but to be honest, I don't think you have to pigeonhole yourself like that. If your chart says you're a specific manifestor and you prefer to do non-specific manifesting, then go for it. Whatever is the path that you desire more, you can decide that that's how it works for you, okay? Nothing outside of you has any power over you unless you assign it power, right? But it's a false illusion. It's not real. You have the only power. So let's give a few examples on specific or non-specific. Let's say one of your goals is you would like to launch a new course this year and have 200 people sign up for it. That's a specific goal. But if you wanted to switch that into a non-specific goal, yours could be you would just like to receive a large sum of money. Another example is, let's say you wanted to reach 100,000 YouTube subscribers, or perhaps 1 million podcast downloads. That would be specific. Non-specific would be something like focusing on the general flow of people finding your business. So just feeling the entirety of them coming to you. Another example could be you potentially want to lose 20 pounds of fat or gain 20 pounds of muscle. That's a specific goal. Non-specific would be focusing on the daily wins, the day-to-day journey, knowing that the end is inevitable. So you get to decide exactly what the vision is, but the point is that you decide it. The point is that you know it. You can see it. It is done, whether it is done in a non-specific way or it's done in a specific way. But make sure you choose what that vision is. And step 4 for manifesting an entire year of abundance is skipping to the end. I know it's so easy to get caught up in the middle, right? We get caught up in the how, we get caught up with all the details, we get caught up in trying to figure out and take action and do things that maybe we don't necessarily need to do, or perhaps it's coming from a state of lack, but we tend to stay here in a place where we don't have it. The whole point of manifestation is to live in the end, right? To get what you want, you must live in the end. But most people aren't disciplined enough to do that, and also haven't built enough trust in themselves to do it. And often when you don't trust yourself yet, and you're not that disciplined in it yet, you waver a lot living in the end. You begin to doubt, fears come into your mind. You start to let different stories take over, whether they're about yourself or whether they're about something outside of you. But that begins to override you living in the end. And this is why I talk and will continue to talk nonstop about self-concept, because if you get your self-concept honed in, tight, clean, focused on what you want and who you want to be, if you get your self-concept fully aligned with the person that you say you want to be, living in the end becomes really easy, but you've got to do that self-concept work. So, skipping to the end. Let's say that you are working really hard on this and you are actually doing it. You're doing the work. You're showing up. So how would living in the end look? Well, there's 2 ways that you can do this, either through imagination, like visualization, and through your word, like the words that you speak or the words that you think. So for imagination, what you might want to do is pick a scene that either encapsulates all of what you want, like you have all of what you want, you're living in the end of that, or you can create individual scenes. So for a scene that encapsulates it all, for example, let's say the things you want to manifest this year are a brand new house, 50K months from your business, your dream car, and let's say you want to have a baby this year or get pregnant. So a scene that encapsulates all of that could be you're standing in the kitchen of your brand new house. It's the morning, you're making coffee or maybe you're making breakfast and you've got your phone next to you and you pick it up. You go onto your banking app and you check your bank account on your phone and you can see the transactions or your payments for the month or the week or the day or how many sales you made. Then you smile to yourself, you put the phone back down on the bench, and then you look over to your living room where you can see your sweet baby playing with some toys or having tummy time. And then you look out the window for a moment at the sun rising and you take it all in. And then just as you go to move your focus back onto your baby, you notice your car in the driveway and you just give another little smile to yourself. And then you return to your baby. and that would be the end of the scene. That is one way you can encapsulate it all, as if you were moving through the motions of experiencing what you want as if you already have it, right? Now, if you wanted to do individual scenes, let's say you wanted to manifest a relationship and healthy skin and new clients this year. For your relationship, you could imagine grocery shopping with your partner and just doing normal day-to-day things like going for a walk on the beach or making dinner together. You could also imagine things you'd love to hear your partner saying to you, maybe while you're lying in bed together, and what you'd also love to say to them. If your desire was to manifest healthy skin, you could imagine a scene where you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing smooth, clear skin, like it's completely acne-free, there's no bumps or spots or redness anywhere, it's just smooth. Or you could imagine someone complimenting you on your complexion. It could be someone you know, or it could be a total stranger. Or you could imagine moving your hand up to your face and just feeling the soft, smooth skin without any bumps or scars. If your desire was manifesting clients, you could imagine a new client sliding into your DMs and complimenting your work and interested in working with you. You could also imagine an application submission notification coming through on your phone, or you could even imagine a payment coming through. There are so many things that you can do in terms of imagining yourself living in the end. But the point is that you live in the end, right? You live there. Some people are excellent at visualization and find this really, really easy to do. And if that's you, keep doing it. This stuff is powerful. But if you're not a big fan of visualizing, or you find it hard to do, this is where words are going to be your friend, right? And so how we use words to live in the end is through affirming. And you can affirm in many different ways, like affirmations, just saying affirmations over and over again, through rampaging or riffing, or through thinking. As long as all the messages you are telling yourself or thinking to yourself are of you being in the end of having what you want. For example, if you're already in a relationship and you're wanting to manifest an even deeper, more beautiful relationship, some things you could either affirm or riff or rampage to yourself are like, he is so devoted to me and to our family. He is so loving and commanding and present. We both know we were made for each other. He is an incredible communicator. He sees and recognizes me so deeply. He knows how to lead me in our relationship. We have a phenomenal relationship. He's always showering me with love. He's so affectionate. He tells me how much he loves me all the time. He cares deeply for me. He's so protective of me, takes care of me. He's so deeply in love with me. Different things like that. But it's all centralized around the fact that it's happening now. It is something that is done. It is something that is already occurring. If you're wanting to manifest more money overall, you could affirm or riff like, every move I make makes me more money. Money is bursting into my life. Money is flooding my bank account. Hordes of money come to me quickly and easily. I am completely living in financial overflow. There is so much money in the bank. Or maybe your goal is manifesting a very successful YouTube channel. You could try affirming like, I'm now monetized on YouTube. I am making thousands of dollars every single month. I have 100,000 engaged, loyal, supportive soulmate subscribers. All of my subscribers have become my customers. All of my subscribers have signed up to my courses and programs. Everything is centralized around the fact that it's done, around the fact that you are now living the life as a person who has exactly what they want. So through the words that you tell yourself and the thoughts that you think, and through the things that you see in your mind, together, they create a very powerful and power-packed punch of getting what you want, of manifesting everything. As long as you continue to stay in this state. This is where most people don't, right? Because their self-concepts get in the way. But if you do the self-concept work alongside this work, you will be manifesting everything so quickly, so rapidly, you won't even have time to desire it because it will already be a continuous flow of abundance, right? That sounds amazing, doesn't it? So live in the end. And then finally, moving on to step 5 is take natural action, right? Natural action, not aligned action, although natural action is automatically aligned. But anyway, natural action does not mean action taken for the sake of taking action. It also doesn't mean forced action, and it doesn't mean overaction. It means natural action that comes naturally to you. Okay, I know you're thinking, what the hell is natural action then? There's aligned action. There's massive action. There's messy action. There's inspired action. What the fuck is natural action? Don't worry, I've got you. So, I've been on this journey a very, very long time, right? I have learned all the different tips and tools and methodologies from different teachers of manifestation. And what I have found in the last 2 years from applying the law of assumption, it's very similar to the law of attraction, but there's some differences. I will talk about this in a different episode. Anyway, what I have learned is that true action comes naturally, right? You don't have to try and take it. You don't have to try and get ideas for it or downloads for it. When you're living in the end, the action happens as a byproduct of doing that. It happens as a byproduct. The action happens naturally. And more often than not, you don't even know that you're taking it. I cannot tell you how this has been showing up in my life since I've been doing this work, but you don't even know that you're taking action half the time. But when you are taking action and you know it is action that you want to take, it will feel good. It will feel really easy. It will happen naturally. You will really want to do it. You won't feel forced at all. You will be on fire to do it. It may even feel like a tedious amount of action, but you will want to take it anyway because the fire is fueling you, right? Because the passion is there. That's the only time you should deliberately take that action, when it feels like that. But other than that, all of the action steps will come to you. They will happen as a byproduct of living in the end. You won't have to do a thing. For example, I have been playing with the idea of manifesting unexpected money in probably the last 30 days. It hasn't been a big focus and it's been very lighthearted because it's not a massive goal of mine. I just wanted to play with the idea of receiving unexpected money rather than just through my business, right? And so I asked myself, okay, say I manifest unexpected money all the time. It's a thing that's always happened. And this is just what always happens. Like, that's my natural state. That's how my life works. I just always receive surprise amounts of unexpected money. What is my self-concept? What is the end? And what do I tell myself? So my self-concept is that it's really easy for me to receive unexpected money. The end, I would choose something non-specific and see money just raining down on me or pouring into my bank accounts or just flooding my bank accounts. And what I would say to myself are things like, yeah, I always manifest unexpected money on demand. No matter what, I don't even have to think about money and it's always coming to me. I always get massive surprises of unexpected money coming to me. I love it. It just always happens. I don't know why, but it always happens. So those are the things I was telling myself moving into that end. Now remember, my energy was very light about it. I was very relaxed. It wasn't like a big deal to me, but more fun, right? And I kid you not, so many random, unexpected sums of money started coming to me. At first, it was like vouchers that were coming out of nowhere, fee waivers, refunds, and even points I didn't even know I had to spend. You know how like you can have them on credit cards or Air Points cards. Suddenly I had these points coming out of nowhere. And then it started to turn into sales of items that I was selling on Marketplace for the exact amount I wanted, right? And if you've ever sold anything on Marketplace, you know, like a lot of people, or most people, haggle. You know, they want to get it much cheaper. But I sold everything for the exact price that I wanted. I also received $5,000 unexpectedly through someone. And then my investment returns suddenly started doubling. And if you're an investor, you will know that the market is doing really good right now. And this was just playing with the idea, not even taking it very seriously. But I didn't take any action to make any of that happen, except for the listings I had put up on Marketplace that I was always going to put up anyway. I didn't do it because I wanted to receive unexpected money. I did it because I wanted to get rid of these things and I thought they were worth something. right? The action will happen naturally. It will be a byproduct of living in the end. It will not feel forced. You will want to do it. It will be easy. Okay? Okay, my love, that is it. That is the exact steps to manifest your year of abundance. So let's recap it quickly. The first step is getting your self-concept on track. The second step is deciding what pace you want to take. The third step is creating the vision of what you want. The fourth step is skipping to the end and totally living in the end. And the fifth and final step is taking natural action. There you have it. Now you know what to do. And if you want to ensure your success and continue to build this self-concept of being a person who lives and breathes abundance, who has an abundance mindset, and who manifests abundance on demand, I highly, highly recommend you get my Year of Abundance 365-day journal to assist you for the next year to manifest everything you want. All right, gorgeous. That's it from me today. I would love to hear back from you, so come over and join the Girls That Manifest Facebook group, and let's talk about everything that you have learned from this 2-part series. And of course, if you love the show, leave a review, and I will see you in the next episode.